Joining me on the show, Dr. Yaron Wu, licensed acupuncturist and someone who specializes in the treatment of type 2 diabetes, infertility, depression, hair loss, and chronic pain. Upliftingyourhealth.com, that's Dr. Wu's website. 408-480-2860 is Dr. Wu's number. Dr. Wu has brought a special guest today. Shamish, good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, Shrija. Good to meet you actually in person.
Thank you very much. And it's good to have you. I know that you listen to the show, so this is very exciting. Also because I got a chance to talk to you briefly about, how you went to Dr. Wu and what type 2 diabetes is what we're talking about. So Shamish, I believe you went to Dr. Wu and, for type 2 diabetes. So why don't you tell us about your experience?
So actually, I had taken my mother to treat her back pain. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Wu had just happened to read my pulse, and he said, you need more help, actually. And he was right about that because, my numbers were there. I had my blood report, and all the numbers were off. I had, very high triglycerides, high cholesterol. Mm-hmm. I was borderline diabetic, and blood pressure also was, through the roof. So I knew what he was talking about. I said, Dr. Wu, probably not this time, but right now I want you to take care of my mom. So that's how it started. Then the next time I came in, and he said, do you want me to take a look at you? Mm-hmm. Since I was bringing my mom, I was like, okay, why not? And so that's how it started. So I was struggling through last 4 or 5 years due to personal tragedies. Okay. And there was an element of depression also. Mm-hmm. But net effect on me was that I knew that the health was going down, and slowly I was moving towards the point where doctor would prescribe me at least 3-4 medications for life. Mm-hmm. And so anyways, my A1C was 6.2. And of course it might have increased also. Okay. So I started coming regularly to Dr. Wu's clinic. Okay. And I just had my blood test done 3 weeks back. Okay. And I was actually quite surprised because all the numbers were in line. Wow. My A1C came down to 5.7. Wow. And my fasting was 94. Mm-hmm. And doctor said, I don't think you are going to be diabetic anytime soon. And
wow. I'm just imagining for someone to hear that after seeing very different numbers, that must have been quite something for you. I want to ask you about your mom, because you first took your mom in to see Dr. Wu. What was that about, and what was the experience like?
So for me, my mom has been the biggest beneficiary of Dr. Wu's treatment. Mm-hmm. Last year, she was in the hospital for about 12 times. I had to take her to emergency. Wow. For various issues. Her blood sugar was through the roof. 200s fasting. Mm-hmm. And 3 months into the treatment, her blood sugar has come down to 130s range. Wow. And so far this year she hasn't gone to the hospital or nothing untoward happened.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood. Definitely. Yeah. Besides that, her general health has improved. There's more energy that she has to do things. She's eating well, and it's getting better and better.
Wow. So this seems to have been remarkable. I mean, when you're just telling me about the blood sugar, the levels, that itself is and let's keep it that way so she doesn't have to go back to the hospital. But that is amazing. I mean, is that what you expected? I'm going to call Dr. Wu a magician here, but is that what you expected? Or
Actually, I want to tell everybody in front of radio, if you have a pre-diabetic, like Shamish, we might finish the treatment in 3 months. Okay. But for any senior, 70, 80, with the treatment also can help you improve the health condition. Mm-hmm. The only reason what we did is we raised up your metabolism through a natural treatment. Okay. And one treatment called MOXA, the heating therapy. Yeah. And I introduced in the seminar to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. If you haven't heard about it or didn't know it, you can Google it. It's MOXA, MOXA, or you can come to our clinic and know more. Okay. But basically, once we raise up your metabolism, plus some fasting, your blood sugar can be well controlled. Type 2 diabetic can be reversed. Okay. I keep on telling people in front of radio, your type 2 diabetic can be reversed.
Yes.
It can. that'd be good news for anything you worry about in the future.
Absolutely. And just hearing that, it just sounds like, how is that even possible? But I like what you said. So if you are pre-diabetic, then in about 3 months, you can be set on the stage to not getting diabetes at all. And if you already have diabetes, then it can be treated and your levels can be controlled with the right treatment.
Yes. For everybody, it might be different, but at least you can see from Shamish and his mom, something can be done for your health. That's the most important message. Doesn't matter you see me or see somebody, you need to do something for your health.
Yes. So that I think is the message that we want to leave. We want to end with. But Shamish, I want to say, how is your mom feeling? Otherwise, she must think this is remarkable herself, right?
She is definitely in a much better shape, and she feels better.
Yeah.
And she looks forward to going to Dr. Wu.
Oh, that is so sweet. All right, thank you for sharing that with us, Shamish.
So the first time I met Shamish actually was for pain management for his mom.
For his mom. Yes, I remember he said that his mom went to you first and then Shamish started coming to you. So Shamish, tell us, how did this happen?
So this was 2010, and my mom had severe arthritis in both knees, and it had become so painful that she was not able to walk. She had to be taken on a wheelchair to bathroom and so on and so forth. So I met a friend at a party, and he mentioned about Dr. Wu.
Okay.
And he had taken his father-in-law to him with very good results. He said one visit and his back pain was gone. So I was like, maybe. I just took his number and I went to see Dr. Wu. So, I took my mom on wheelchair. Dr. Wu comes in and he sees my mom and he says, okay, let me see if I'm on the right track. He puts in one needle. One needle
okay.
in the right knee, and he's like, ask her how's the pain. I asked her, my mom, how much is how's the pain? She's like 80% gone. So Dr. Wu said, ask her to stand up. I asked her to stand up, and but the other knee gave in. So he said, okay, let me put one more needle in the left one.
Okay.
He puts in the needle. Long story short, that day she went on a wheelchair. She came back walking.
Oh my God! How is that even possible, Dr. Wu? I mean, this is that has got to be so dramatic for you to see.
It was, definitely. I have visited other acupuncturists before, but this was something really outstanding, because I'd never seen that in one needle somebody can get that much relief. I mean, I had been helping her with all the Band-Aids and the patches and all that. Nothing worked. And one needle, it's 80% better.
One needle in each knee, and then she's able to walk out of that clinic.
Yes.
That is just amazing. I mean, I'm trying to imagine or visualize what your reaction must have been. This is like we see in the movies.
Definitely.
This is like a dramatic scene in the movies, but this is real life that we're talking about. That is so awesome. Dr. Wu, quickly want to tell us, how does this treatment work? The needle, how do you manage that?
Actually, for certain problem like ligament get injured in the knee, one needle is enough.
Okay.
For middle age or people with sports injury, sometimes because the lower leg, upper leg is not lined up, they need more visit.
Yeah.
But once in a while, this kind of magic in my clinic happens.
You're being very modest, I think. I've heard many more stories like this, but this is really awesome. Magic like this happens at your clinic. That should be your tagline, Dr. Wu.
Sure.
But thank you, Shamish, for sharing that. Manage the pain. So, Shamish, if it's okay, because I didn't get a chance to ask, for anyone, say someone who's listening and is afraid of needles or are not very sure about needles, what would you say? Did you also have an experience with needles at Dr. Wu's clinic?
Of course, I do. These days, it's 3 times a week.
Okay.
I would say the needles, they don't hurt that much. Of course, sometimes they do hurt.
Yeah.
But it's more the intensity is from that of a mosquito bite to sometimes a painful injection.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. But once it's in your body, it doesn't hurt anymore.
Okay.
But the resultant of all that is it's dramatic. You feel so much better, and of course the reports and the results they show.
Okay, so then it doesn't even matter. I mean, look at what you're getting in return. I mean, who doesn't want to be able to stand up if that's one of the things they can't do, like in the case of your mom?
She actually walked, not just stand.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I should correct myself and not, downplay that. She walked out of the clinic. She came in on a wheelchair, and in one session, with a needle in each knee, she walked out. That is just awesome. I still can't, imagine how that is even possible. But tell us more about your treatment.
So these days that I'm seeing Dr. Wu, he's mainly concentrating on my metabolism and digestion.
Okay.
And the resultant is that without even trying, I have lost about 16 pounds. And in fact, I'm eating more and I'm still like losing.
But you're eating the right kind of food also.
Not really. That's our topic all the time.
Okay, that's an argument that you have all the time. In spite of that.
Yes.
Oh wow, that
and
is
actually, it's kind of like my belly is shrinking. But if I do whatever he says,
I'm going to make him 30 years old.
Yeah.
That's what I
would
promise.
Be awesome. So if you do what he's asking you to do when it comes to eating the right kind of food, then you'll be ready to run a race, not a marathon. You won't be walking, you'll be running.
I've run a marathon before.
Oh, you've run a marathon. Okay. All right, this is just not going right for me. Dr. Wu, I think I need a needle too. After hearing that, I think I need a needle.
I'm ready anytime for you.
All right, but thank you very much for sharing that, Shamish. That is just awesome. And thank you also because I know a lot of people have questions about needles, but clearly from what you say, it's not something to be afraid of, not something to fear, and the results are just dramatic. Not just remarkable, they're dramatic, as in your case and your mom's case.
Correct.
Thank you, Dr. Wu. Anything that you'd like to add at the end before we say bye?
I want to tell everybody, acupuncture does not only work for Chinese. It works for everybody.
Yes, we also have knees. So everybody has knees. As long as everybody has knees, it'll work. Yes,
Yeah,
I like that.